but we commit 2.5 hours on the weekend for the complete NOV plan. But we don't have time for that tonight. However, let me get you started with a simple formula Mr. CH provided me, and this might be beneficial. First, I've classified goals into 2 categories. The first one is long-range goals. Your dreams for the next 3, 5, 10 years, or even 20, 30, 40 years. In fact, it's for your entire life. These are your dreams. You have to keep dreaming. Ronald Reagan, the president, once declared to the joint session of Congress a few weeks ago, "The republic is a dream, and if we stop dreaming, we will lose the republic." Your brighter future is a dream for yourself and your family. Where do you wish to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to see? You've got to dream those dreams. There's a Bible phrase that states, "Without dreams and visions, people perish." You need something to strive for, something that stimulates your heart and spirit. Dreams, like in the children of Sanchez state, take the crumbs from starving soldiers, they won't die. Take the food from hungry youngsters, they won't cry. But without dreams, we all shall die. So don't lose your dreams for yourself, your future, or your family. Dream about love, adventure, travel, and becoming someone special on your trip. Keep dreaming. Now, that's the first part, long-range goals. The second half is short-range goals. Short-range goals are what you want to attain tomorrow, this week, this month, or this year. These goals develop confidence because when you establish a short-term goal, work hard, and accomplish it, it starts to build the strength and determination needed to pursue your long-term dreams. I've grouped goals into 3 sections. The first is economic aims. This includes your goals for money, income, business, profits, and productivity. Economics plays a big role in everyone's life, which is why it needs to be methodically managed for the short term. Tomorrow, this week, this month, and this year. If you ask someone tomorrow if they have a carefully planned list of economic goals, they'll undoubtedly think you're crazy, like you've lost your mind. But let me tell you something I've learned. Success is doing what failures won't do. Make sure your economic plan is sound. It will put you in the top 5%. One of the primary things we talk on the weekend is the 7 pillars for prosperity and happiness, and well-planned economics is one of them. It's an essential if you want to achieve and join the top 5%. Anyone here may join the top % if you commit. The second category is things. Material goals. Make a list of things you want. On my list, I include everything, no matter how small. I used to only put significant stuff like cars or homes, but now I include everything. The reason is, part of the fun is being able to cross items off. At the end of the day, when you can tick something off, it feels amazing. Build that habit, and check off everything you've written down. And when you check off a key item on your list, celebrate. It's vital to celebrate your achievements. Live it up and cherish your progress. Now, some people lead such average lives that, at the end of the day, they don't even know whether they're winning or losing. They have no clue, just going through life with their fingers crossed. But there's a better way. Now, here's the third type of goals: personal growth. Set personal growth goals. Your goal should be to become stronger, more decisive, a speaker, a leader, learn a language, develop all kinds of talents. This entire session was meant to increase your skills so that you leave more capable than before. And that's what you want. Personal growth skills. That's what attracts success. That's what brings positive things into your life. The person you become, the abilities you gain. Now, there is quite a package to work on: economics, personal growth, planning for tomorrow, next week, next month, this year, and long term. Okay, that'll get you started. Now, here's the easy method for setting goals. It goes like this, but work on your goals. That's step one. Work on them. And I use the word work deliberately. Setting objectives is real work. I don't want to kid you. We're not here to fool each other. It requires work. That's why so many people let it slip. Many work hard at their careers, but don't work hard for their future. They just let that portion slide. The work involves planning. I know most people don't do it. I understand that. But don't let that be you. Someone adds, well, you work where I work. By the time you get home, it's late. You have to eat, watch a little TV, then get to bed. You can't stay up all night planning. And sure, he's a hard worker, sincere. But you need to be more than just sincere, more than merely hardworking. You need to be an excellent planner. Someone once rightly observed, people who fail to plan are planning to fail by. Well said. So, work on your goals. Here's step 2, write your goals down. That's so crucial. I urge my staff worldwide, put your goals in your journal. Because one of the most important individuals to study is yourself. Look at the list of goals you wrote 3 weeks ago or 2 years ago. See the modifications. See how your priorities shifted. What have you crossed off? What have you added? Research your accomplishments. Research your desires. Write them down. Here's another incentive to write your goals down. It indicates you're serious about improving. And to improve, you must get serious. Not bleak, but serious. Everybody hopes things will get better. But hope alone isn't enough. Poor people hope. That should tell you something. The future doesn't better by optimism alone. It improves with a plan. I used to suffer from an affliction called passivity. Hope. It's an affliction. It's bad. Probably what's even worse than that is cheerful hope. Now, it is pretty horrible. That's bad. Happy hope. The guy is 50. He's broke and he's still smiling. See, that's not good. So get serious about your ambitions. Put them on paper. Write them down. There are numerous kinds. His objectives, her goals, their goals, company goals, financial independence goals, family goals. I mean, there are so many things to work on that. If you don't get busy and work on them, sure enough, time will pass. And sure enough, 5 years from now, you'll wind up where you don't want to be. Wearing what you don't want to wear. Driving what you don't want to drive. Being what you don't want to be. Now's the moment to fix it. Now, here's the third step. Check the size of your ambitions. Your goals affect you. Their size, their kind, they all affect you. And here's one of the essential statements of the evening. Your goals are impacting you, whatever they are. Your ambitions affect your handshake. Your goals affect your attitude, your personality. Your goals affect the way you move, the way you communicate, the way you dress, all day long. Oh, we're being affected by our goals. Now, some people have goals, but they have such awful goals that the effect is bad. I asked a guy once, what are your goals for this month? He answered, if I could just scrape up enough money to pay these lousy bills. That was his ambition. I'm not saying it isn't a goal. It is. But it's such a horrible aim that the effect is bad. You don't bounce out of bed on Monday morning and say, oh boy, another chance to go out and scrape up the money to pay my lousy bills. See, you don't do that. Usually you think, oh, not another Monday. And some individuals have so given up on life that they have joined the thank God it's Friday group. How sad. Surely those are the same folks who, when life is over, will say, thank God it's over. This is the process termed personal change. And what I propose to start with is, start with your own philosophy. Your philosophy will determine whether you go for the disciplines or perpetuate the blunders. That's called potential disaster. and each has the power to change. What was so great for me to learn at age 25 was when Mr. Xi said, "Mr. Ron, you don't have to change countries, but you do have to change philosophy. And if you'll change philosophy, not country, you can turn around your income, turn around your bank account, turn around your skills. You can become capable, powerful, sophisticated, healthy, influential, all the other equities you could possibly want in life, using the only stuff there is, and not trying to change any of this stuff. Appreciate all of this stuff with all of its ups and downs, with all of its mystery, why it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Don't challenge this. You don't have to ask for another planet. You don't have to ask for another country. Just ask for another book, another seminar, another idea, and you can start this whole process of personal life change. Now, I could spend the whole day on philosophy. That's where it all begins. If I could get you intrigued enough to study, to ponder it to the point where you pick up the commitment like I did, then you'd see. It's as simple as an apple a day, as simple as a walk around the block. Why not start right there? If you don't start there, where else will you start? Might as well start where it's easy, and then move to the more complicated disciplines. Because if you can't handle the simple disciplines, how can you handle the complicated ones? Handle the complex key philosophy. Here's number 2. Number 1, we're affected by philosophy, the first major of the 5 major pieces. Number 2 is attitude. We're affected by how we feel. First, we're affected by what we know and the decisions we make. Second, we're affected by attitude, how we feel. I gave that quick list. Let me give it to you again. It's how you feel about the past. You've got to have a good attitude about the past. Use it as a school, not a club. Don't beat yourself up over past faults, failures, or losses. Let the past be a school, a harsh school, maybe, but what else is new? Let the past be a master that teaches you, not one that threatens you. Next, it's how you feel about the future. Set your goals. I'll talk more about that before we finish today. Goal setting. The promise of the future is an incredible force that affects your life every day. Without a well-designed future, we take hesitant steps, and all it takes is hesitant steps for 6 years, and you'll be timid, backed into a corner, never boldly stepping up to claim your portion, your share. Okay, next, it's how you feel about everybody else. You've got to have a good attitude toward others because it takes everyone to create a thriving market. One person doesn't make a family. One person doesn't build a business. One person doesn't form a corporation. One person doesn't create a community. One person doesn't build a nation. It takes all of us to make a dynamic economy, a nation second to none. It takes all of us to build churches, drive the economy, and fuel possibilities. Think about all the gifts that have flowed into this country over the last 200 years. Unprecedented in 500 years of recorded history. There's been nothing like it. The ethnic streams that have flowed and brought their gifts, talent, skills, inventions, and work ethic. All of it mixed together. That's called America. Nothing like it in 500 years. And to miss its value because of some warped attitude, that's a mistake. If you truly appreciate it, you'll draw from it. And if you draw from the vast gifts blended together over 200 years, think about what you can do for your life, your business, for your value and your future. You can transform it to an incredible degree. And here's the last one. It's how you feel about yourself. Understanding self-worth is the beginning of progress. Self-worth should be easy to grasp. If one of us can do it, all of us can do it. If anybody can think it, we all can think it. I can read, you can read. I can understand, you can understand. I came from humble beginnings, But I learned a few simple things, applied them, and revolutionized my life in 5 years. There isn't anyone here who can't do the same. Change from pennies to fortune, from nothing to something, from broke to rich. Anyone in this room can do it. If any of us can do it, we all can do it. That's the value you should place on yourself. If Billy Graham can understand it, I can understand it. If he can read, I can read. If he can find it, I can find it. If he can change, I can change. If he can get it done, I can get it done. That's the attitude you should have about yourself. It's valuable. Now, when transforming our lives, we don't start with attitude. We don't begin with inspiration. We start with education. Someone might say, well, I expected to just come here and get motivated today. That probably won't cut it. Life change starts with education. By now, we should all be standing on chairs, waving flags, singing old gym songs. But that's not where it begins. Life change doesn't start with inspiration. It starts with education. You've got to be educated enough to recognize where you might have gone wrong. My teacher put it in blunt, simple language. And he only went to the 9th grade in school. So, just put it in simple language that I can understand, said Mr. Owen after living in America for 6 years. A healthy American male, 25 years old, working for 6 years with just 1 year of college, pennies in his pocket, nothing in the bank, and behind on his promises. He said, I've got a simple explanation for all of that. You've messed up. I can understand that kind of language. Instead of saying you've messed up, think of it like a Hershey bar for an apple. Both mean the same thing. You could walk around the block, but you won't. You've messed up. Now, all you have to do is sit down and make a list of places where you've messed up. You don't need a teacher to do this for you. Be your own best teacher. If you make a list of all the places where you've gone wrong, you'll see that if you mess up in one area, it probably affects the rest. And that's true. We don't start with motivation. We start with education. Some people might say, just motivate this guy and he'll be fine. But that's not true. If he's not wise, you'll just have a motivated idiot. We need to start with education. If things aren't going well, and you live in America, it's because you've messed up. You don't need to change countries. Don't blame the country. Blaming the country is like cursing the soil, the seed, the sun, and the rain. It's all you have. Don't curse what you've got. You can rearrange your situation, but you have to work with what's in front of you. Next, focus on your attitude. The third thing is activity, the work part, the labor. Activity is where the miracle happens. A miracle is something we don't fully understand, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It means we don't understand how it works. Miracles work. Here's my best explanation. God says, if you plant the seed, I'll make the tree. That's a good deal for you. You don't have to make the tree. Imagine staying up late trying to figure that out. The mystery of this is that God's got it all planned out, the seasons, the sunshine, the rain, He's got it. All you need to do is plant the seed. You don't have to do anything special like chanting, rubbing a crystal, or sleeping under a pyramid. It's all way simpler than that. Getting rich, changing your life, it's easy if you understand this. If you neglect it, you miss out on the keys to success. But if you're willing to work on it, here's one key. It's called activity. It's the discipline of turning your philosophy and inspiration into action. The strength of your attitude, your faith, your courage, and your commitment all come from your attitude. If you take these two qualities, your philosophy and attitude, and put them into action, you can achieve a miracle. Without action, there's no miracle. There are two parts to labor. 1, do what you can. And 2, do the best you can. I can't give you better advice than that. The first step is to make a list. Ask yourself, what am I not doing that would be easy to do and could greatly improve my health or wealth? That's the question to answer. You don't have to share it with anyone. It's all personal. Go home and think about it. This is about your personal growth and progress.